It's been a couple of weeks and I want to show you all the things I've done so far, the things I've planted, how are things growing. Just a little quick update. What you're looking at right now is essentially my onion and garlic bed. To the right, these are the soft neck and hard neck garlic. These are my yellow and pink onion. Pink onion? Yeah. And then on the back here is the Egyptian walking onion. This is the parsley from last year. Actually, it's doing very well. I've harvested a whole bunch from this end. This guy is not doing as well, but that is definitely growing. I think these are biennial plants. I gotta check because I doubt there'll be any next year. So I'll probably need to plant some seeds so that I have some for next year. But yeah, on this end of the bed I have planted a whole bunch of cold crops. They're, I guess, sort of okay. The radishes are forming little radishes, it seems. I have a whole bunch of volunteer cilantro growing over here in the middle of the radishes. There is some spinach that's not really growing very fast. Some kohlrabi over here. Over there I have some more radishes, some more spinach, I believe. And there is a single Brussels sprout, I believe, over there. A transplant that I started from seed a while ago. But yeah, this is mainly my garlic and onion bed now, and I guess soon it's going to be my cilantro bed as well. I've planted half of my peppers straight from the tiny little 1 or 2 inch cells, whatever they are. I actually I was late a few weeks for transplanting, and they were fairly root bound. That's why they're so tiny. So I decided to just plant them. No acclimation, no gentle moving to the sun. Fortunately for me, it's been very cloudy for the last probably week and a half with only a day or so of sun. So I think they're going to acclimate just fine. But yeah, the other half are under my winter garden. Not really winter garden, but there on that white table. I'll show you later. And yeah, that's sort of the story over here. On the other end of this bed, this I believe is a single eggplant that I planted, and I did plant my cucumbers I think 3 days ago. The weather was fairly nice, so I figured I'll plant them. Strawberries are doing okay. The cucamelon, 4-plant cucamelons are also doing okay, it seems. They had stopped growing for a few days, I guess, until they probably figured out the new soil and acclimation and all that. I didn't acclimate them at all either, and now they seem to be growing, but no sign of the cucumbers yet. They do like it a little bit warmer, but the soil has been 65-6 degrees for a few days, so I hope that'll be enough for them to sprout soon. And as you can see, I have strawberries everywhere from last year's strawberries. My tomatoes are doing much better than my pepper transplants because I potted them probably a month ago. These tomatoes were started from seeds on March 18th, and right now it's May the 6th. Some of them are already flowering. I'm going to pinch off all the flowers I see for a while to let them establish themselves. Most of these plants, for example, this guy here, that's a single plant that I had snipped when it was a little plant from seed, and it kind of sent 2 runners, so now it's put very, very deep. Most of the leaves are cleaned up, and now I essentially have 2 plants out of it. That's how I'll be doing most of my plants from now on, because it's less work and takes less space, and I do get much stronger plants. At least last year it seemed to be that way. Over here as well, these are 2 plants. This is actually 1 plant, but two separate runners coming out of the soil. In a, the Y and the rest of the plant is way, way deep. The actual cold crop bed, lettuce seems to be doing all right. We have a whole bunch of radishes here in the middle. We have some spinach over there, some turnips, kohlrabis. I believe all this little stuff is New Zealand spinach, because last year I left it go to seed, and I'm guessing that's what this is. So I'm gonna leave it. I mean, it's fine. You blanch it and it basically tastes like spinach. And it's a very, very big and prolific plant, unlike the regular spinach. Also doesn't really mind the heat. So yeah, this kind of area here is spinachy. A little basil, sad looking basil, again started from seed. And my peas up to around here, and then the beans over there, which have almost all sprouted. I'm very happy about that. So that's sort of the situation with the main beds. Let me show you the trees. These are the cherry trees. As you can see, there's a fair amount of flowers on them. There was a fair amount of flowers. So I would like to be able to try some of these cherries now. There's plenty of cherries on these branches. And I really, really, really need to figure out a way to net these. I think that's going to be a project for tomorrow. I'll probably use some PVC stakes and basically make like a cover for the plants, 4 legs and like a frame on top, and I'll just use that to put a bird net around both trees. Unfortunately, there is no sign of life from my figs. Yeah, the figs are not really doing anything. I don't know if they're dead or if they take a very long time to actually start waking up. But yeah, they look like they're dead. I mean, that's unfortunate, but we'll see. And the same thing for my pawpaws. The pawpaws haven't really shown any sign of waking up yet. I seem to remember last year that they took a while, but it's already May. I don't think it was that long. So yeah, I might have lost them as well, which is strange because they are pretty cold hardy. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave them. I'm not gonna pull them out. I'm definitely gonna leave them for a while now, to see if they really are dead. My grapevine is looking happy. There are 3 sprouts coming out of it. I think I'm gonna let them grow for a while and then probably snip one at the end of the season. Leave one at the end of the season. The main one that's gonna be crawling up. But yeah, so far so good with the grape. And right next to it is the berry bed. The blueberries over here are looking great. They are, to my very untrained eye, they look pretty happy. It's plenty of clusters of flowers, especially over here and over here. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it. Should be. So we should get some berries. The bigger berry over here also had plenty of flowers, and now they're sort of forming fruit. Hopefully some more flower clusters under the leaves. So looking good. This guy as well, pretty covered in flowers, as you can see. These are all little flowers that hopefully should produce berries if I manage to protect them. But that's why I built this trellis for. I think if not this weekend, next weekend, that'll be the main event, putting up bird netting. This raspberry over here is not looking very hot. This is a, I believe, Heritage or North Carolina or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But out of my many plants, even though it does seem to have sprouted some extra plants underneath, it's just not looking very good. Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is. with this guy, but I might lose it. Unlike him, the guys over here are doing great. As you can see, it's basically what a raspberry thing starts to look like just the second year. If you remember last year, these were just little kind of stumps that I planted, and now look at this. There are probably several dozen separate branches of raspberries, and yeah, they're looking fine. Same thing with the blackberries. The blackberries are looking fine. They're growing, and yeah, hopefully this year we'll have some fruit from them. Let me show you the front of the house where I've done most of the work the last couple of weeks. And on the way there, I figured I'll show you. These are the rest of my tomato plants and the rest of the strawberries. See how much bigger these strawberries are. I had these under lights for extra 2 weeks, and they're easily 2 times bigger than the ones I have in the beds. Not to mention that they've produced a lot of runners, which is fine because these are the Lee's strawberries. They're very expensive. I think 5 tiny little seeds were like $3 or something, which is ridiculous for something like that. But yeah, I mean, runners are fine with me until they fill up the area that I have designated for them. So yeah, let's head in the front. Actually, another thing on the way there. The potatoes have sprouted just fine. They're looking good. As I said, I have 3 bags this season. A little bit different composition of soil, and fingers crossed that it's gonna make a difference. I'm not gonna keep adding soil of the plant because last year that didn't seem to do anything. So I'll just leave them like that. So I planted the kiwi berries in this bed. I added quite a bit more soil to kind of heal it up, and I have a male. I believe that's a female. I believe this is a Isai, which doesn't need a male to pollinate, and then either 3 or 2 more female Anas, which do need males. Unfortunately, I had lost the tags for a couple of these, so I'm not sure how they're doing, but they're definitely happy. I mean, this guy here, I'm gonna try to figure out staking for him, but I mean, this is pretty good growth. These plants grow very, very quickly once they start growing. So I think just in the last week, like all this growth is new. This growth is new, like this much, probably a good 4 inches. So yeah, I'm gonna have to stake them and lead them up to the trellis. And this is the front garden. This is basically 4 blueberry bushes that I've planted. They're all high bush, so hopefully, you know, they'll be nice and green in a few years and tall. And just for the heck of it, I planted a strawberry. Hopefully it'll fill up some of the area over here. And these are just pine bark nuggets. These are 4 different varieties. I have Elliott, Blue Crop, Duke, and Chandelier. I think Chandelier is this guy here that you're looking at, and it's supposed to grow the biggest blueberry out there. We'll see. They came from the south with leaves and blueberries on them already, and you saw the blueberries in the back. They were just starting to flower, so definitely these are going to be confused this year. But some of these blueberries are already changing color, which I don't mind, but yeah, they're probably not happy about that. On the other side of the stairs, I planted 3 more blueberries, and these are Patriots, I believe. Again, high bush. Hopefully they'll again grow pretty high and fill up this area a little bit. Same idea. I did put some acidifier in the soil, put a lot of compost, and covered the whole thing in pine bark nuggets. I like the look of the nuggets better than just mulch. And I also think it's going to last longer. Plus, I couldn't really find pine bark mulch, so that's what I have now. Yeah, these look more like proper blueberries for the season here. They are just starting to leaf out. They've been trimmed pretty well, which I'm fine with. And yeah, I doubt we'll see blueberries from these this year, which is fine. I want them to grow. I don't want them to produce fruit just yet. I want them to establish themselves properly. And yeah, that's about it. That's the situation so far.